Hi and welcome to Outwell. Here I'm going to talk you through the features of the extensions for our Concorde M and L from our Smart Air TC collection. Now the TC stands for technical cotton. That's because we're using our Outex AirTech fly sheet on here, which is indeed a technical cotton. So what that means is we have a 65% cotton and 35% polyester material on here. One great advantage of this material, just like the tent, is it's going to last a very long time. It's much more durable when it comes to degradation under UV light, so basically sunlight. It's not going to degrade anywhere near as quickly as the likes of polyester materials. It's also a breathable material, so on a hot day you should be kept a little bit more comfortable inside, and vice versa. If it's quite cold, then actually you'll be kept that little bit warmer inside as well. We have large tinted windows all the way around the extension as well, again just like the tent. So these serve two key functions. One is to reflect sunlight away from the inside of the tent, keeping you a little bit more comfortable, and secondly is obviously to give you a little bit more privacy inside the extension as well. More importantly for me though, what we're using on here is the exact same frame as what we use on the tent. So this is our one-go inflation technology, where in place of the traditional steel or fiberglass poles or frame, we're using inflatable beams. Now the one-go inflation technology allows us to pump this up from one single point, and we'll just show you now on the other side how that works. So as I mentioned there, the one-go inflation technology allows us to inflate the entire extension just from one single plug-in point. So it's very similar to the tent, where we have the air-in valve just here. So underneath this piece of material is where the valve is. If I just take this off, this would be where we plug the pump in, and in this single point here, when we start to inflate, the whole extension will go up quite quickly and quite easily within a matter of minutes. Just here you'll see that the main beams of the extension also have the air out valves as well. So just on here, for taking the extension down, simply just a case of opening that valve up and all the air will come out, and this will drop really quickly as well. So just as a reminder, we do supply the pump with the tent. So you would just use this on the extension as well. It's a double action hand pump, so when you pull the pump up and push down, you are pushing air into the beams. You see that we have a pressure gauge on top here, so you can keep an eye on the pressure of the extension, and we would recommend between 8.7 and 11.6 psi, which is between 0.6 and 0.8 bar. So again, similarly to the tent, we supply you with our easy pegging system here, which is where we have three different styles of peg. We have the solid steel pegs here, just for the front pegging points on the tent, which are colour-coded grey. We then have the black plastic pegs for all of the black pegging points around the side of the tent, and of course we have the luminous peg for the bottom half of our floating guy lines. So to highlight another few features on the extension, we're using our floating guy lines on here as well. So again, these match with the tent exactly. So you've got the top half of the floating guy lines, which are colour coordinated to the fly sheet, and then at the bottom half of the guy lines we have our luminous part, hopefully just to stop you tripping over these quite as easily when it's a bit darker. We also have our guy line retainers on here as well, so when it comes to taking down the extension, we can wrap up the guy lines in our hands and pop them in here, so that the next time we come to use the extension, the guy lines are easily accessible. And of course, these are all pre-attached, so something you don't need to worry about. We then also have mud valances all the way around the side of the extension here, which is just going to encourage any rainwater to run down and away from the inside. So coming round to the front of the extension, you'll see it's a good open space here, so you're inviting a little bit of the outside into the inside of your tent here. Within the extension, obviously you're getting a great outside storage space or living space. You can easily have a table and chairs out here, no problem at all. There's certainly plenty of room, and nice and bright as well with these large windows around us, as we mentioned. So just above me we have the shut-off valves, again similar to what we have in the tent. So when you inflate the extension, you'll find that the valves are in the open position like this one here. Once it's inflated, we just need to simply spin these round to the off position, and what that does is separates each of the beams, so that in the unlikely event of something going wrong, the entire extension won't deflate, it would just affect one single beam at a time. Also at the top here, we do have a lantern hanging point, just handily located in a good central location, so if you are sitting out here in the evenings, you do have a point to be able to hang your lantern. So there you go, that is all the features of the extension for the Concorde M and the Concorde L from our Smart Air TC collection. Thanks very much for watching.